Okay, brilliant. So, do we want to just introduce ourselves and say where we're from very briefly, and then
Thank you.
we can start. I think Jojo is going to bring us an update from her end of things. So I'll just start myself. So I'm Kirsten. I'm the HETI Executive Director and Secretary, and I'm based in Dublin, Ireland.
Okay, I can continue.
Go for it, Vera.
Hello, I'm Vera. I'm Haiti president. I'm from Czech Republic, currently living in France.
Hello, I'm Jojo. I'm from Hong Kong. I work for Hong Kong Jockey Club, but then I also volunteer at Hope, which Lucia is also in the meeting. So yeah, nice to meet you all. But I'm based in Hong Kong.
So I'm Kijinu, and I'm a member of the executive committee of HETI, and nice to meet you. I'm from Japan.
Chris, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Chris from a little country town about 100 k's west of Melbourne. Ex-Kiwi living in Australia, but that's all good. Yep, thank you.
Lucia?
Hi, I'm Lucia from Hope Beijing, and I'm the program director of Hope Beijing in China. Nice to meet you, everyone.
Nice to meet you too. Maho?
Hi, I am Maho from Japan, 2002. And I am a PE teacher at small private university, and weekend I am an instructor and private small horseback riding group.
Very good. Marania?
Kia ora. I'm from New Zealand, from a little town called Wanganui, which is in Manawatu region, and very excited to be part of this Zoom meeting and cannot wait to join HETI. I founded a charity 20 years ago called Kutuku Foundation, Assistance Animals Aotearoa, which has begun most of its time training disability assist dogs, but we are going to move into, and we've always had plans to move into equine. We've got some very interesting things planned to do. So yes, couldn't wait to join HETI. It's a marvelous organisation, I feel.
Thanks, Marania. And Valeria?
Hello, my name is Valeria. I'm from Mykolaiv, Ukraine. I'm the secretary of Ukrainian Association of Hippotherapists. I am a practical psychologist, and I was a para-dressage rider too, and then I moved to like equine assisted services more.
Brilliant. Thanks, Valeria. So, Jojo, are you ready to give us an update on the stuff you wanted to bring?
Yep. Hello, everyone. So I'm Jojo. Yes, today I want to give a heads up on everyone on the conference that we have planned for the 2026. Sorry, my phone just keep jumping up and down, not listening. Okay. So what happened was last year. So I'm from the Hong Kong. Okay, just for someone not I have not met before. So just start with a little bit of the background. So I am from Hong Kong Jockey Club, the Hong Kong Jockey Club, which is a charity in Hong Kong. So we are, most of our income are from the racing betting, but then we have a very special operation model. So all the money who comes in, the betting money comes into the account. It doesn't go to anyone's pocket. It only deduct all the operation costs and go back to the community. So with this background, we are supporting also other than the Hong Kong equestrian industry, but also the equestrian development in the mainland China. So he is the conference come from. So what happened is we want to expand our social work in the community engagement, and RDA and equine assisted therapy sector came into our consideration. And last year, we have conducted a research with the National Federation in the mainland together to reach out to all the active NGOs or stakeholders who is running or actively or non-actively, participating in the industry. And then we have reached out to them and discussed with them on the need of how to develop and how we could help them. And so we have finally decided to host the conference as a platform of putting everyone together and provide them what they needed on international expertise and connections. Also professionals from local and internationals, and also everyone together so that they don't do their own little things, individually and keep revamping the same wheel again and again. And also, we are hoping to create this platform for people to learn from each other and to share experience. So that's why we have put together the first conference last year. And then our feedback of the conference last year was very positive. And then we have then decided, we were also then thinking ahead and see if we should have this conference more often, considering we have also Asia Pacific Conference, and HETI Conference. And we don't want to clash with all other conferences and such. And so we had been talking to different people from the community and see what is the moving forward action. And then what happened was, after talking to, all these people, and then considering that, because we have Asia Pacific Conference every 4 years, I think Lucia, 你记得是2年还是4年吗？Asia Pacific Conference?
2 years maybe.
Yeah, I think every 2 years. I can't remember exactly, but then it should be this year. No, next coming year. But then the date haven't been confirmed yet. But then, so considering the different conferences in between, and then we have talked to people say, will it be benefit, if we have conference so often? But then the feedback was, because this conference is conducted in Chinese, so it will benefit most of the local trainers and volunteers who wants to, or people on the front line who wants to be engaged. And it's easier for them to participate instead of, people from mainland getting visa and traveling abroad, which will be higher in cost, and it will be a lot more barrier, having them going outside the country. So and then we are also sorting out kind of more basic and practical techniques and sharing practical experience locally instead of having international higher level discussion. So for them, they like all our feedback, I would say 99% of the feedback was like they want a local conference yearly in China. So that's why we have decided to have the the second year of the hospital therapy conference in mainland. We are now discussing between maybe May-ish, April to June period next year. So, but then of course, if we have more confirmed information, I will share with the group, because we are now securing our speaker. And one of the reasons why I want to be sharing this information with you all is because last year we had Professor Aparna, which was a very, very, very helpful addition to the conference, to bring them outside China. So they know more about what's happening internationally and, what's the vocabulary means and, what are difficulties, not only in mainland, because there are some difficulties or challenges is actually happening in other countries as well, so there are lots of experience that he could share with the locals. And also, I remember the HETI conference will be in 2027, right? If I'm correct, in, sorry, Norway, or yeah, so by 2026, if we have a speaker coming from HETI, then and the representative could also be promoting the 2027 HETI Congress, because we already had a couple of people asking about about more information. However, mainland always need VPN to access international information, so they always only realize the conference has happened after the conference. So yeah, so they did not have much information, and I think it will be a very good opportunity for HETI as well to be able to share, in action with the group, with the main target audience in the mainland on what will be going on. And our conference is planned with theoretical session and practical sessions. So this year it will be a 2 days of conference, like 1 day of conference in like indoor and 1 day of more practical sessions with people who has no background. So it will be 2 + 3 days. So the 3 days afterwards, after the 2 days, will be people with the background, saying coach or volunteers wanting to learn more practical stuff will be participate in this extra 3 days what do you call the training. So this conference currently is sponsored by the Hong Kong Jockey Club. So everyone who participated, so last year everyone was invited, because we only want to invite people who is actually doing the job into the conference. So and they're all like so they can join the conference and the training for free. So this year we're still discussing, but then it will properly adopt the method from last year. But then the practical session, we might only sponsor those who we really think will be beneficial to the community. So this is what we are still working on and discussing with Lucia's team, because Lucia Hope, they're based in Beijing, and then our conference will be based in Beijing next year. So more of the practical work, because they have already a very good trained volunteers and horses and coaches. And they have also kids who are already regularly riding for many years. So yeah, we have a lot of confidence and faith in Hope. And so Jockey Club and Hope is working on this project together yeah, in 2006 for the Horse for Therapy conference again. So this is a quick update for everyone.
Jojo, I just would like to thank you. It's very nice, and I agree that local events are very beneficial. Even now within the HETI philosophy, we are supporting and we want to promote like international conferences or local conferences. So we will have also next in September 2026, there will be like European in Prague with HHRF, that is Horse and Human Research Foundation. And we were discussing to support like a conference on Middle East. So definitively in China, it's perfect. HETI just cannot participate with any funding. So HETI participates with the name and also helping spreading, the news information. I was invited.
We have funding. Yep.
Perfect. I was invited last year to a conference and I would be very happy to come, but it was very on last minute for me.
Yes, we were inviting you last year, but then
Yes,
you
but
were not
the
available.
information I got like 6 weeks before the conference started. So
Yeah,
it's
sorry.
really in my schedule, I really need to know it advance. So maybe January, it's my latest date that you will tell me the date.
Yep. Yeah, we will try
And
to secure the date as soon as possible. We are
yes,
already having a more, full, more confirmed date, but then we will see because we are talking about 5 days, so it's a long
perfect.
period. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to secure it. So if it will really, I will have time in my schedule, I will be very happy to come to join you
Yeah.
all 5 days. And also, if it will be earlier, we have much more time with Christine to promote your event because it doesn't
Yep.
matter that it will be only for people from your region, but it will be good if it will be like, other people from other countries don't know that what's happening in China.
Yep. And also we are also thinking if this year we can also include a little bit more, maybe one speaker to talk about the research, what they're researching and what's the outcome and stuff, because we have more and more people in the mainly researching on this topic. However, the direction is not very clear, or they're researching on things that it has already been published over the like in the international.
Either if you want to invite, I will be really happy to come. If you want one
Yeah.
researcher, we can bring against Professor Selçuk Akpinar, or we can bring Alexia Stergiou, Vice President of HETI, that she is head of research task force for HETI. And she
Yep.
is also the editor for the research for the journal. So she's very
Oh.
much for this. And then I just would like to ask all of you, now from November, we are opening the new registration system and the registrating like for the HETI. So we will really be happy if you can help us to promote it in your region, in your own language. So maybe Kirstine can prepare just simple email to all of you, or and then if you can translate it and share it on the social media and add your personal thoughts why you are a member and why it will be beneficial if you are many more connected. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jojo. And just on that as well, if there's anybody who knows of conferences or any kind of meetings regarding equine assisted services in your country, if you could let us know, because we can promote, we can share them with the HETI community, and then hopefully we can kind of spread the word on different conferences. We try to kind of give people as much information about different conferences, because it's really helpful to be able to connect with each other and to hear different people speaking, especially on equine assisted services. So if you do know of any conferences or anything, just even send me the link of their website or whatever. That would be really helpful. So I think, Kiginyu, you wanted to bring a topic as well about discussing collaboration with medical professionals. So do you want to explain a little bit more about what you wanted to talk about? You're muted there, Kiginyu.
Sorry. I would like to share a little about the situation in Japan about this topic. So because of our national regulation or state, what many of call hippotherapy, it cannot be provided as a medical treatment in Japan. And physical therapists and occupational therapists rarely have opportunity to work with horses, and unless they ride as a hobby. So in reality, very, very few medical professionals are involved in equine-assisted therapies. So, however, when we support riders with severe physical disabilities, I strongly feel that collaboration with medical professionals is very important, essential for safety and appropriate support, I thought. But of course, some organization in Japan, we work together with PTs and OTs, but many centers face challenges currently. So sometimes there are not enough trained people, and sometimes there is a lack of knowledge and experience. And sometimes there is simply no medical professional available in these situations. So we may have to decline, how do you say, riders with complex needs, and even though we would like to help them. So to improve this, recently, RDA Japan has started offering seminars for medical professionals through lectures and practical learning, and participants experience what hosts are like, how we support riders with disabilities, and why these activities can be meaningful. So, but everyone who participated in this seminar gain wanted to do work for it. So I often hear that in many Western countries, people involved in hippotherapies or EAS as Vera and maybe Valeria. So also have solid writing, and they have horsemanship skills, I heard. So I would like really like to hear from you today. How do medical professionals engage with EAS in your countries? And what does collaboration look like in your situations? So,
Second, look, see,
thank you. Thank you.
Can I tell, please? Okay. Thank you very much. I can tell you how what do we have in Ukraine now, because I'm a practical psychologist. It's not medical psychology. I'm connected to medical information more because I have cerebral palsy. That's why I know something about other medical problems. That's why. In Ukraine, hippotherapy, we most of the time we use equine assisted services like horseback riding hippotherapy, when when the clients sit on a horse, but they not all, but there are people who are not allowed to sit on a horse because they have medical problems, which are not supposed to be on a horseback because they have maybe joints surgeries, very high level of spinal cord injuries, epilepsy, not treatment epilepsy, it's not medicated by any meds, so something like that. And what we want to do in the future is to get more medics know more about these problems, for them not to put like sorry for my English. Many medics, they allow these clients to sit on a horse and tell them like, oh, you need this, you need this. But when the client came to our properties, like our centers, we need to double check their medical cards to know if they really don't have any of these problems and they are really allowed to sit on a horse, because not all, there are only few, I think, very good medical specialists who know a lot about hippotherapy and how it how it impacts people with different disabilities, and to people with this, and which disabilities are not allowed to put a person on a horse. That's why we want to make them know more about these disabilities and who is allowed to sit on a horse and who is not allowed to sit on a horse, because they were like with they were people with there were people who brought children in coma, for example, with open form of tuberculosis, or with who brought children with very poor joint movements in their hips, who were not allowed to spread their legs. So it was different examples. Thank you.
If I may, I would like to emphasize what Jojo was saying. Please, let's not invent the wheel. All Europe and North America has very good systems working more than 30, 40 years, how occupational therapists, physiotherapists, and speech therapists incorporate equine movement and environment. So please don't invent the wheel to make set some criteria who can sit on the horse and who cannot. This is clear physiotherapy or rehabilitation approach. So Kikino, if you would like to implant this one in Japan, just look at the other countries and incorporate the system that already works. It's about competency, and the first is for all of us has to be first profession. If you want to do equine assisted learning, you should be first educator. If you want to do equine assisted therapy, physiotherapy, you need to be first physiotherapist. And once we will understand this one, there will be no more confusions. So first educate your physiotherapist, your occupational therapist. That's it. And because if someone comes to the center, there is no one to decide if the person will ride or not. This is clear. And then no one can look at the medical documents if they are not medical stuff. There are definitively, it's forbidden. So equine staff cannot, people from equestrian centers cannot look at the medical documents and decide if the client will sit on horse or not. So please, let's go be professional and go with the competencies and professions. I'm a little bit upset with this one because it's over and over. Just make clear that if I like horses and I like people with handicap, doesn't mean that I can provide equine assisted services. I think we are already over this one. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
And
you
I
very much.
say, I would echo a little bit what you've said in the dog world as well. We have a very similar thing. A lot of groups that will set themselves up to train disability assist dogs, dogs that are often referred to as therapy dogs, when really the correct terminology is canine assisted intervention, which is a big umbrella term. And then it has many branches, different subspecialities, and very few of them that set themselves up in this country to provide those dogs think about covering both ends of the lead. So they'll jump in and say, oh, well, we've got therapy dogs and we're training dogs for therapy and all the rest of it. But they haven't covered both ends of the lead. So they don't have a medical professional, which is first and foremost most important. And that's what sets our charity apart, because every single type of impairment we've trained a dog for, we have first sought to get on our expert advisory team, not just an expert in their particular medical profession, but also world leaders. We're very lucky to have a World Health Organization expert on our panel, amongst others. And I would say that I can see that there are some similarities. I'm very, very keen. I don't want to be too much off topic, but I'm very keen to get involved with the whole terminology group that you had going. I believe it's a little bit in recess at the moment because there is still an awful lot of confusion. And I would say in New Zealand, when we're talking about equine assisted services, that there really are not terribly many properly credentialed health professionals involved. It revolves an awful lot. In New Zealand, we have what they call a number 8 wire, do-it-yourself mentality. So it tends to not be that professional. People are very enthusiastic and they mean well, but a lot of things, a lot of programs are set up or they spring up without the proper foundations. And, you know, I can give, well, from what I've had a look at, I could certainly agree with Vera that you've only to look to Europe and places for excellent examples of how organizations should be set up and how programs should be run. I did have a very close look at the American Hippotherapy Association and was very impressed with the material they have on their website, and it will certainly guide some of the stuff that we're going to do. Absolutely it will. If you spoke to most people involved in New Zealand with any form of equine assisted service, I'd say probably most of them would have no idea what hippotherapy even meant. So yeah, I don't want to say that we're backward or anything like that, but we've got a long way to go to become professional and, you know, see that it's very important to have health professionals involved. And like you say, there is the argument, it's in the dog world as well, where you put the profession first, not the actual treatment. So, you know, you don't talk about being a hippotherapist, you talk about being a physiotherapist or an occupational therapist or a speech language therapist that is utilizing horses to enhance their practice. And obviously partnering people that are not contraindicated, do not have contraindications for being involved in riding a strider horse or various other ways that hippotherapy can be used. So yeah, I'll shut up now, but that's just a little reflection from New Zealand.
Marenia, can you please try to complete the service provider map? I think it helps a little bit to monitor what actually services and the terminology in New Zealand is.
Yes,
I'll send you the template for it, Maria.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. If you can just explain exactly what I need to do, I'll be very happy to do that.
No problem. Valeria, do you want to?
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to add some information because I don't want it to be misunderstanding. We always have consultations with medics who know about children's disabilities and or adults disabilities, because for us it's very important to know it, And we know we are not medical staff, like we not all have medical education. So that's why to not make it worse, or to not make it something not very good for a client, or not good at all, we always have consultations, because for us it's very important. But we have only few experts now who really know their who really have knowledge in this field of hippotherapy and its impact.
So how then do you think what would be the best way to try and engage medical professionals into EAS? So I know, like, obviously if they have a background in horses, happy days, that they're more likely to be engaged. But how do we start to encourage medical professionals to be more involved in EAS? Is there a way? What do you think?
For me, there is a way, just that the practicing therapists, they will go for conferences and just share case studies. This is the only way. Just the general information and going actively for different rehabilitation, medical, educational conferences, and just show how it works, but has to be really proper presentation, some data, including open days. It's also important, open days, to bring professional to the center, and then make open days so public can come. And also paid public relations. What we were doing in the Czech Republic, that we were really paying 2 huge campaigns. So we were putting articles in general journals, newspapers, radios, TVs. So we were in normal language explaining how we do and what we do. And we were always putting first the profession. If you go to the center, you have child, you want to ride with your child, ask the center if they have therapists trained. And it went like that. It's, I think, the only way.
So it's really about engaging where the professionals are at, isn't it? So like going to the conferences that they'll be at and trying to share the information with them. Because if they're not seeking out to be part of EAS, then they're just not going to find that information, really, are they?
Yes.
So
Can I have a question?
Go for
it. So I have a question. So since earlier this year, we started to partner with the 2 physical therapists, and they have no horsemanship experience. What we do is we ask them to help to do some like stretches, warm up before the therapeutic riding lesson, or they do their one PT session after the therapeutic riding lesson. For a few riders with a cerebral palsy, and it turns out pretty good. Is we do find out the children make better progress rather than just the therapeutic just riding the riding lesson. So, but what's the confusion is we would like, we really would like the PTs to give us some more ideas about what we can do. How we can do better, on the horse. But that conversation is very difficult. It's like, it's just, our riding instructor, we have no PT background, and the PT they don't have like horsemanship background. So it's just like 2 people who speaks different language. So we are thinking to give our instructors team some basic training about the human, how do I say that? So what the, for example, the foundation or the base,
Posture.
very basic, yeah, about the basic info, some training about PT, about OT. So in this way, maybe we can find maybe the two people could have some, some basic same language, then we can talk. That's what I was the current plan. So I'm not sure if this can be a good idea. I'm not sure if this will be a good idea. So next year we may organize some training sessions or workshop for our instructor team to understand more about the basics of PTO or OT. So I would like to ask if you think this can be a good idea so these two people can have a conversation.
If I may, because I'm in this education for a long time, and I understand you, Lucia, what you mean. But on the other side, this melting borders and limits, I'm really not so fan of it, because we shouldn't lower the grades. What I mean, if I come, whatever, somebody comes and teach the therapeutic instructors the basic in OTPT, what is it? It's about to get the respect that the instructor will have enough strength to say, look, I will not work with you because you have some kind of diagnosis. That, sorry, my center cannot provide the services. This should be like that, and not that, we will give tools to instructors. They can start to treat wider. It is the same like if you go to massage therapist or if you go to physiotherapist. So if you have a trouble, it doesn't mean that someone, if I teach my mother how to mobilize my spine, that suddenly she can she will start to become like a physiotherapist. You understand me? There are the professions. The professions have purpose.
Yes, I understand.
Person comes with some diagnosis, maybe posture like that, but there are other complex views on it. And during the riding, something can come up, but the therapist, the instructor is not trained for it. How he will react? Even for me, if I have client with certain diagnosis on the horse, within 20 minutes on the horse, I'm changing the approaches, because I have to react directly for the clinical picture of the client. So I think there should be really clear differences, that there is healthcare, some neurological problem. It shouldn't be treated by instructors. It's just a rehabilitation competency. So what I'm just saying, we shouldn't be lowering the bar. So it means that if we don't have the specialist, we maybe shouldn't provide the services, because we can make harm.
I understand that part. I don't mean like we as a separate writing instructor, we should accept the children with with a diagnosis or with a very serious diagnosis that we cannot provide a safe services. So what we teach is still the writing skills, not a therapy. But it is help. I don't say how to say. It may be helpful that if the subject writing instructor understand a little bit more about some basic knowledge of PT. So then the
doesn't need to be PT, Lucia. It's enough if the instructor will understand the proper posture, engagement of the core and how is it, but it's
Okay.
maybe it should be basic knowledge for the instructor. If somebody teach someone how to ride on horse, maybe this one
Yeah,
should
that's
be
right.
already in their curriculum because it's a basic stuff, you know. And
Yes,
then
that's
maybe to recognize when it's really, look, this is a complicated. Why I'm speaking about it, because you know people are coming, even they have severe diagnosis, they have handicapped child, and people really, they want their child to be on the horse, or they want to be on the horse, and they will not tell you everything. This is the problem. They will not tell you because they want to be on the horse. So you will put them on the horse, and suddenly there is a problem. So therefore, we actually we demand that there has to be evaluation. The therapist needs to first evaluate the client, the proper kinesiological evaluation. Then there has to be like medical information collecting. This is the issue, because the people, they can come with a smile and you don't see what is inside. You don't see what is behind, and people, they will not tell you everything.
I see. Yeah.
And you are in danger. It's not only about the client. You are, as a practitioner, you are in danger.
Yeah.
This is
Agree.
very tricky.
Yeah. 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 And we need to be very careful. Now, yes. And hope we only, if we do for some children with serious these problems, and the typical writing instructor don't do the assessment for them. We have to wait for Priscilla, the founder of Hope, who is a PT, coming to China. Then we decide whether we can provide the ensure the safety by the local instructor team. If we don't, then we cannot. Then we're not accept the rider. Yeah.
Just it's simple. Less you know, you are less afraid. So once you know
Right.
a lot about
Yes.
your field, you are much more aware, and you are much aware what can happening. So therefore, this is the danger, that people are not educated and provide equine assisted services, because they have no idea about the consequences and what everything can happen. So therefore, they are so happy, and they are placing the people on the different horses, and they do long therapies because they have no idea what's going on. Because it's blessing.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you're blessed.
Yeah.
True.
Got it. Thank you.
Ignorance is bliss. Isn't
So
that what they say? Ignorance is bliss.
Yes.
Valeria, what did you
yeah,
want to?
I kept you waiting.
it's a very difficult subject, I think. So, but it depends on the cases, I think, and there are many cases in Japan where medical professionals who don't ride, who don't know horses, use their own method to help a handicapped person. And so
I think
in
you do
those cases,
perfect stuff. Now you educate, you do the education. It's very good. If you want, I will be very happy to share with you some pre-recorded case studies. So
yeah.
you can add the
So,
Japanese
yeah,
subtitles, and you can play it for people to show how it works actually.
yes, I would like to.
Good idea.
Mm.
Valeria, you have your hand up there. Sorry.
Yeah, we need to have an opportunity for us to learn from each other.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben.
Can I be, I hope I can be very quick. It's maybe about, I can tell something about from me as a cerebral palsy client before, about different cases. For example, yes, I have quite a good intelligence state. So, but I have movement disease more on my legs from the waist down. So it's getting, if as lower it gets, it's getting worse, worse and worse. So for me, for example, as we learned in different fields, that hippotherapy is the horse biomechanic movement. So you need to find a horse with good movement, and you need to sit more properly on a horse to for this movement to impact your through your spine, your spinal cord, and everything like that. But for example, for me, people who I was in situations when people they allowed me to sit on a horse, but they didn't know anything. And for example, they put me on a horse which was wide on their back, very wide, like half draft horse, and it was not very good for my joints. And I needed to tell them, stop, please, because I feel something is wrong. But I know that I can tell about this. There are a lot of people, a lot of children who can't tell this because they are not verbal or non-verbal, because they can't feel themselves very good. But and I know it's quite dangerous to not knowing who you put on a horse to walk with. Because usually, yes, clients, they don't tell everything, or clients who sit on a horse, they can't feel everything or speak to other people that something is wrong. So that's why it's like a hidden problems with that. So for me, for example, poor joints movement is was quite a problem to sit on a wider horse with a wide back, but I could tell about that. Not a lot of people can tell about that. Or someone started, why you should stretch a little bit. I told it's painful, I can't. Once I had even joint, it came out from the hole like this, because people just wanted me to stretch a little bit and endure a little bit. Oh, that's all. Thank you.
That's yeah, I guess Valeria, that's really just highlights the importance of having people who know what they're doing providing the service. Um that's yeah, it's and I know it happens worldwide, but it's always shocking to hear that people are put into the position where they could be put in danger. And as you said, Valeria, at least you can verbalize what your experience is, whereas there's so many people who can't. Um, so yeah, it's scary. It's scary that that's happening. But I guess for us, the importance is to realize how we really do need to engage with those medical professionals and make sure that the services we're providing are of the best standards possible. Thank you for sharing that, Valeria.
I want to
Um,
say, Kerstin, that
go for
therefore
it.
HETI is here. That
Exactly.
actually, like, we don't need to invent the wheel, and we can have these lovely discussions and really find out where it works and just copy the system that it works.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I suppose as well, it's great, as HETI is here, when we have the connections to OTs, we have the connections to physios, we have the connections to speech and language therapists, all over the world. So it's great that we could perhaps, for Lucia, maybe you want to get your physiotherapists to talk to physiotherapists in other countries, to kind of or hippotherapists rather, to explain the movement of the horse to those physiotherapists so they have a better understanding, and that's we can make those connections, which is really helpful. I'm just quite conscious that we're coming up to the hour now, so obviously we're not going to meet again until the new year, which is exciting. New year. So do we want to put a date in the diary, or will we send out a thing? Poll. Probably easier to just put a date in, isn't it?
Yes. You want February or maybe you can do February or January, maybe it's too early, no?
What's the general consensus?
Yeah,
The others,
I think February is better than January.
Perfect.
Yeah. Definitely, I think in Asia there will be the January is the New Year celebration. I think it will be.
Yes, in January, it's a little bit busy, but February maybe in China is a New Year. You celebrate a New Year in February, no, Lucia?
Yes, let me see. The Spring Festival will be on February, February 16th and 16th week. So for China, if we do it like 1 week earlier, like
Sure.
during the week of February 9th,
Yeah.
that will work.
Okay, perfect. Will we go for February 10th then, just to keep it on a Tuesday at the same time?
For me, perfect.
Sure.
Okay.
And I think I can do that. Actually, I'm going to have my baby born in January, so
really?
on February, yes, on February 9th, I may be yeah, I think I can do the call, but I really don't know. I mean, I don't know how will, if the new baby thing will be too complicated for me. But if I cannot be here, I will ask my deputy to be in the meeting.
Do you want to meet like 3rd February, the week before? It's up to you, Lucia.
The baby
Because
will
your
be
baby is
born.
more important.
The baby, the baby will be born in probably on January 9th. So on February 10th, there should be already 1 month. So I think it'll be okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're not here, we know why, and we're very excited for you.
And we want the photo. We want the photo.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Brilliant. Well, thank you all so much for joining us again, and again another really interesting conversation. I'll send out an email just to see if there's any topics that people would like to cover for February, and if there are any questions or anything that you'd like to follow up on as well, please feel free to just email the office and I can circulate the emails. So yeah, happy New Year, happy Christmas if you celebrate.
Yeah.
Happy happy New
Merry
Baby.
Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a safe and happy one.
Thank you.
Bye, Merry Christmas
Thank
and
you.
Happy
Talk
New
to you all
Year.
soon. Take care.
Ngā mihi o te wā, me te tauhou. It's Māori for happy Christmas, best wishes for the season.
Thank
and
you,
for the new
Verenia.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.